But today we're going to mostly focus on Africa, and specifically the conquest of Morocco, as well as we're going to focus on Persia. Now let's begin. So, okay, wait, what is this? What color are you? Oh yeah, this is Athens. Bruh, they used. I just pulled my headset. Yeah, they used to own that land. So here's the thing: Athens was destroyed on the mainland, but nothing really ever happened. And the royal family of Athens was also dethroned. So that's basically self-autonomous. Like the news hasn't even reached there. So eventually, the red team's going to realize this, and what they're going to do is they're going to move up the peninsula. Not only that, they're going to give these guys an illegal referendum that's very rigged, and because the people are going to be forced to vote in favor of the red team, and go ahead and annex their entire thing. Now this is horrible. However, the red team does one more thing. They launch a conquest. A new country actually forms. And they're going to take a lot of land. You take all of this, and then because of this rapid expansion, the very very populated city of Rome, that was mostly kind of a tribal thing, actually forms its own nation now. And yeah, you can already see where this is going. So what color do I want to give the Romans? Something red. It feels wrong not to give them red. That looks nice, I guess. Is that good? No one else has that. That's good. Yeah. Okay. So Rome is going to declare war on the red team. Roman troops are very, very skilled. It's a city state. It wasn't fully recognized by anybody, but now it is recognized. It is definitely recognized, especially because it just beat up the red team. After vanquishing the red team and actually going down and capturing a large city of it on the peninsula, the red team surrenders over a bunch of land. So, firstly, not only do they surrender that land, they're also going to recognize the Roman expansion over there, and then they're going to lose all of that. All right, so bruh, I did not just lose the color of that thing, bruh. Okay, there we go. So they're going to the Romans are well, as you can see, they're a pretty strong country. They just don't have that many allies right now. But as the world grows and as they have more allies, it will probably they will become much stronger. Kind of like in our timeline, but probably not as big as they got in our actual timeline. Because I don't I, right now because of how dominated the Mediterranean is between the red team and the Mamluks, mostly the Mamluks. I don't see a world where any new country, unless something drastic happens, which you gotta stay tuned on the series to find out if something drastic happens. I don't see any new popping up country really able to match the same power. Anyway, yeah, Rome's capital is going to be in obviously Rome. I think that's where Rome is. We're gonna assume that's where Rome is. She's probably down south a little bit more. 10 pixel size, and then right there. Okay, that's good. So, discouraged from this, the red team is going to make a landing near Carthage, right here, where they're going to give the Carthaginians two options: surrender peacefully or be destroyed. Because the red team really wants to get back African colonies. Carthage is obviously going to say no, and the red team is obviously going to blow the entire country down into the ground. So a very successful front is launched over here under the command of a very aggressive and ambitious general. I'm sure that won't cause any problems in the future. He does a lot, and then the red team king personally launches a campaign into here, or is it the queen? Who's the leader of the red? I think it's a queen that's the leader of the red team right now. I don't remember. We're gonna say yes. Now, while this costly front is happening, because now that the major cities are gone, obviously the entire country is going to be now it's just going to be the rural fighters. The red team's kind of going bankrupt, and so the Persians are obviously going to take advantage of this. And under the very good military leader of the Persians, they're obviously once again going to rain terror on the red team, and this time actually make it to the end for the most part. They're going to get everything that they claim. Now, that is very good for the Persians, not for the red team. And eventually, they're actually going to push out. And they're going to capture all of Persia, which is a strong blow to the red team. However, the red team king really wants that Moroccan land. Because remember, in his family, there are stories that there's a lot of gold in Morocco. I don't actually know if that's true in real life, but in the series, well, you're just gonna have to watch and find out. They'll get to Morocco in this episode. Don't skip ahead. Watch it. You will be very confused if you skip ahead. So okay, now, as you can see, most of these people are getting pushed into the Saharan line. So a lot of them actually disperse. They go everywhere, mostly into Libya, into deeper Libya. And so eventually this is entirely destroyed. And the king's son flees to this island. where the red team labels this as as the last part of Carthage, and deports a lot of people there, and then goes ahead. Now they're not saying that Carthage is completely gone. They're just saying that Carthage will not have Carthage. They will only have that little small island. Corsica? No, Corsica is that one. Sardinia. Sardinia. They will only exist on Sardinia. So yeah, the heartland of Sardinia will be their new capital. It's under a random guy right now, elected by the people. So I guess they're technically the first democracy, but it's temporary because once the child is of age, he's right now like 16. Once he's of age, he will take control. So yeah, the red team, they're looking pretty nice. And next up, they're actually going to colonize a little bit more, right near the Mamluks. Now the reason they're going to do this is to kind of connect these two lands, if you know what I mean. They really, really want to connect these two lands. The reason they want to connect these two lands is so they can have one like singular line of support so they can go into over the treacherous Sahara Desert and into Morocco. Now the people, they are very, very mad at this because they kind of really don't like the red team following random stories of a family that's not even that popular. But the queen, she wants to fulfill the red team's legacy. Um, she dies though. She passes away from aging, and her son takes charge, and he is the most patriotic person you will ever meet. Determined. He also actually served in the front line on Persia as well as the front line against the Mamluks. So he really, really hates the Mamluks, and the Mamluks, they make him hate them even more by launching an invasion of a country where his friend was from. These guys, I forgot what they're called, but let's say East Sudan. East Sudan, yeah. You know, no, they're not Sudan, they're Sudan, like the car. Yeah, that's perfect. Anyway, the Mamluks are going to quickly not capture, however, besiege the capital. They're going to capture everything around it, besieging the capital. Then they're just going to hold out, and eventually they're going to wipe out the capital itself, capitulating the rest of the nation. And now this nation is actually going to stop existing. All this happened in the span of like 7 or 8 months, probably. Yeah, so that thing is going to stop existing and is now under control of the Great Mamluks. However, it is not a full part. It is an. It's a. I guess. It's. I don't know. It's like Ethiopia, but more directly influenced by the Mamluks. However, the red team is not going to let this slide. A conflict in here, killing a bunch of red team civilians, especially after some rogue troops go out and capture this very small piece of land of the red team. The red team declares war. Quickly, those soldiers are killed, leaving this entire South Anatolia region completely defenseless, and it is very quickly demolished. Turkey, the entire Turkish peninsula, falls under the control of the red team. I'm not even going to count the Ottomans. They're very, very broken. And from here, the outskirts of the full Mamluk thing and the south mostly are invaded. Now, the goal is two things. Firstly, the Sinai, because, well, Suez Canal, that has already been made. Gee, yeah, we're gonna, if I didn't say it in the previous video, we're gonna say the Mamluks already built it. So, one, they want that. And then the south is being invaded because the south has a very big population and a port city right here. I don't know if it exists in real life, but it's going to be really good. And also, the red team. Well, no one, everyone kind of just recognized that no one's getting this thing right here, so the red team wants this, the other choke point. Um, the blue team is not actually going to benefit from this war in any way. However, they will help a little bit by moving out and capturing this region. Now, this isn't a war on the Mamluks. The blue team makes it very clear that this is temporary because of a rebel movement in the blue team's controlled Africa that was hiding in there. Mamluks are calling cap, and they're probably correct. Anyway, this is captured next. And with that cutoff and a giant blockade of the Mamluks, they're actually going to lose the south completely. You can see how they're getting absolutely demolished now. Over here, these guys, the Mamluks, I'm not gonna lie, kind of forgot about. They're going to launch their own full-scale invasion. Not as strong because they're kind of unsupplied. The Mamluks have a blockade on them using this. However, it's okay. And then right after that, the invasion is going to conclude at the Sinai. However, the red team doesn't want to stop. The red team, though, once again gets ambushed by the Persians, who actually end up completely annihilating this large city. And in exchange, they do retract. However, a lot of money is forced to be paid, and the red team abandons claims over here. Yeah, this king will do a lot just to destroy the Mamluks, won't he? So he eventually, multiple landings lead to the entire full coast being reclaimed. and quickly the red team swoops down, captures the capital, holding the crown hostage, and so therefore peace. Finally, peace. So in this peace treaty, it's not that bad for the Mamluks. Pretty bad for the Mamluks, but not that bad. So mainly, all that's really going to happen. The what? Whoa, no. Um, I think. Okay, yeah. So back to that. Okay, so they're actually going to not lose everything, just most things. Firstly, the Sinai Peninsula and everything over here is going to be returned to the red team. Secondly, the red team is going to get a bunch of the coast and Cairo, which I know for a fact isn't. Oh, Alexandria. Alexandria, yeah. Cairo isn't there, but Alexandria is. Yeah. And then they're also going to grab all of that. And that's not it. That's not it yet. To make sure that the Mamluks can't really attack them anymore, the red team is also going to carve up a new nation out of the Mamluks that is a puppet to them, and this new nation will be called the Sultan of Egypt. So yeah, this and then also obviously right here they need to let go of these guys again. They are going to be restored as a nation. I don't think that was their original color, but that is their color now. So okay, let's give these guys all their capitals back. So these guys have the same capital. These guys' capital is right here, completely encircled by the red team. And now we just need the red team too. So the red team actually carves this up even more. This territory, um, basically modern day Israel slash Palestine, that is actually going to become a semi-autonomous region just because of how rich it is under the Mamluks. Because the Mamluks invested a lot into it since Sinai. The Sinai in this world is even more useful than it is in our world, just because there's no real other shipping routes yet that are really that important, except for getting to the blue team, obviously. So the blue team would like to conquer this. However, they also really don't want to get involved in the broader politics of the north, because as you can see, the more north you go, the more unstable it gets, with like some exceptions, such as the Caucasus, and actually, yeah, just the Caucasus. So yeah, now Carthage territories of the red team are all of this, and it's also kind of semi-independent. So yeah, there are some subdivisions that the red team does have. Actually, I think I'm gonna cut this over here. It's going to lose some stuff. That's okay. It's still probably the wealthiest subdivision other than Qatar itself. It is probably the wealthiest subdivision of the entire red team. Yeah, with the Mamluks having lost so much territories, it is an ordeal to say the least. And then also they no longer have direct access to their colonies, which is definitely going to be a problem. But now what you've been waiting for, the conquest of Morocco. So over in Algeria, the red team is going to colonize a little bit of land, a little bit of land. However, for the most part, they're actually going to spring up a new nation, because all this land can't really be controlled by one singular nation. That would not be very good for them. Actually, no, I think they can make it. Can they? Maybe. Hold up. Oh yeah, they do make it, and they're going to capture all of this. All of this land is captured by the red team. So they call this red team Algeria. They call this the red team's So that's Carthage. That's actual red team, and then we're gonna say this will be red team Algeria. Actually, we'll give red team Algeria a little bit more. We'll take away from here. We'll give them all of this. Red team Algeria is currently under direct rule of the red team crown, unlike Carthage and the Sinai. However, Morocco is not. Morocco is given its own thing. Eventually, gold is found, a lot of it. And so, hugging the coast, the red team goes down. They colonize even more of Morocco. But more importantly, they find out that this is the edge of Africa, which is a shocking discovery, but also they annex this. And now that's going to completely change how Morocco works. Morocco is not seen as just gold reserves anymore. Now, the red team realizes that Morocco, it opens up a door to a new continent or a new level of the red team. Yeah. So firstly, the red team is going to annex this land, and then they're actually going to move on. They're going to annex this, and now that begins the conquest of Spain in the series. But firstly, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Goodbye.